We start tonight with breaking news in Garden City, where the fire chief tells us a cement pump truck has crashed into a business in that small tourist town.
It happened just before 8 this evening and isn't the first time this intersection has had issues with a runaway truck. In the latest incident, we're told the truck's brakes failed, causing it to crash into the Lighthouse Landing gift shop at the intersection of 8 South Bear Lake Boulevard. The driver was able to get out of the truck.
Garden City Fire Chief Mike Wahlberg now joining us on the phone. Chief, thanks for taking the time. I have to ask first, how is that driver and anybody that was inside the gift shop at the time of the accident?
Well, as far as I know, there was nobody inside the gift shop when the truck hit it. The driver of the vehicle is in stable condition. He's been transported to Logan Regional. And no other injuries besides him.
How was he able to get out of the truck? Was he able to do that on his own power, or did he have to be extricated?
No, he didn't have to be extricated. He came out through the windshield. The front of the cab kind of smashed off, and it left an opening that he was able to crawl out of immediately.
All right, glad to hear there were no serious injuries. We are taking some pictures of that overturned truck into the side of that business, which looks like it's some sort of house that was maybe then refurbished into a gift shop. This is not the first time an accident like this has happened, Chief, in this very same intersection. Why does this keep happening, and what sort of renovations are being done to the roadway?
Well, it's a complex issue. I think it's happening because, the best we can tell, things haven't changed much other than I think the driver training has become, it's not as good as it used to be. And as far as actions being taken, UDOT is putting in one of these new runaway truck ramps that have the arrestor system in it instead of gravel, and they're in the finishing stages of the construction project on that. It's, I think, set to go into operation next month.
We're showing some video of those former crashes, runaway trucks within that same incident. Remind me, Chief, I don't know if my timing is exact here. This is now the fourth in, 2.5 years?
So this is the fourth one that's resulted in property damage and destruction. We've actually had 3 others that have happened, one this summer and one in the winter and another one before that.
Okay.
All they did was, they either got stuck in the snow or almost rolled it, but they managed to save it and not crash.
For those who are not familiar with that entry into Garden City, we're talking about U.S. Highway 89 that comes down a long and winding, at times, hill. And it's understandable that heavy trucks especially would have trouble with their brakes if they were not aware of that. And this has got to be a situation where truck drivers have to come down in a low gear so that their truck doesn't get away from them. Is that not the case, Chief?
It is. If they don't put it into a low gear at the top, they're really taking their life and other people's lives into their hands. It's an extremely steep grade, and I used to drive truck, and I can honestly say that it's one of the 2 steepest grades I've come across in North America.
Wow. Well, we're just very thankful there were no serious injuries tonight. Garden City Fire Chief Mike Wahlberg, again, thanks for taking the time. Really quickly, Chief, before we let you go, is the road still open currently to drivers, and what's the next step in the cleanup?
Right now, the road is closed down and traffic is being diverted along 3rd West, southbound, and northbound.
All right, Chief Mike Wahlberg, thank you so much for joining us on the phone.